up, people? Welcome to my new channel. This is my second channel on YouTube, that first being a gaming channel where I managed to get over 6,500 subscribers and continuing to grow. But I ran into an issue because my creative mind wants to produce other content and I want to talk about other topics. Battle rap being one of those topics. And it got exceedingly hard to make a video where I talk about a topic while incorporating the video gaming into it. So that's the reason for the new channel. But while I was looking at battle rap stuff, I actually ran into Jersey Niner, and I met him because he agreed on my outcome of the Cassidy versus Goodz battle. We agreed that Cass won that battle 2-1, right? And we only given Goodz the second round because Cass stumbled and then cut his round short. We also agree that battle rap should be bigger than it is right now, and they're really holding themselves back based on their actions. And we appreciate the overall quality of the bars over stage performance. And that's why I rock with the real BRC. Sometimes Jers and I disagree though, and this is one of those times. Jers, bear with me here. Allow me to go through some definitions so that people know what we're talking about and they can follow along. I know that you understand these words or phrases, but some of our viewers may not. So let's use this vid to start the discourse, you know what I mean? So this will be kind of like a guide that we can go back on and we can show what the hell we're talking about. And my idea is that we can agree on these terms before we move forward. If we don't agree, let's talk about those and see how we can mesh those together so we have a foundation that we can work on. Because sometimes we can talk past each other if we're using. The best way I can describe this is words don't have meanings, they have usages, right? And let's, for example, say the word fade, right? Now in black culture, a fade could mean getting your hair lined up nice. It could mean a gradient. It could also mean we about to throw hands, you know what I mean? Which I'm not throwing hands with Jers. I know what he does with the boxing bag. But still, I want to make sure that since these words definitely only have the usages, that we understand each other's usage when we use these words. So let us begin. The first definition is the word fact or facts, right? And a fact generally is described as a fact is objectively verifiable data. So Jers, we agree that there are no subjective facts, but you might not agree with this definition. The reason why is because it specifies that data must be verifiable, right? Which means demonstrable. So if you say something is fact, you can show me a demonstration that it is a fact, right? I hold that you cannot have or claim anything as a fact unless you demonstrate the truth in that fact. 2, evidence. Evidence is a body of facts that indicate whether a proposition is true or valid. This is the most basic definition. I like to add that if the same evidence points to more than one conclusion, then that is not evidence and it's just a fact. To be considered evidence, it needs to point to one conclusion over any other. 3, empirical evidence. Evidence that is acquired through observation or experimentation. When I talk about evidence on anything, this is what I'm talking about, empirical evidence. And I stress empirical evidence because there is also a such thing as subjective evidence. Like, for example, if I got abducted by UFOs tomorrow, then that story would be enough for me to believe in UFOs and aliens, right? Because that is my subjective experience. However, I would not consider that evidence to you because you cannot experience what I've experienced. You'd have to trust in what I say in order to believe that that was a fact or not, or a part of an evidence. So with that being the case, I prefer empirical evidence, something that I can also see, touch, observe, some sort of demonstration that allows that this body of facts is an actual piece of evidence. And the fourth and final is logical fallacies, which I think this is the one that most people are going to have an issue with, because most folks aren't aware of these unless you studied some form of philosophy. You haven't heard about these. Pardon the kids outside my window open, man, but they cool. They need to hear some of this stuff anyway. So fallacies are common errors in reasoning that will undermine the logic of your argument. So you could say something, but it be irrational. So in other words, if you're using a logical fallacy within your argument, it is by definition irrational and cannot be taken as fact, nor can it be taken seriously. So I want to list a few examples of logical fallacies, which I know you know about these, Jers, but I want to list them out so that people understand that they're out there, and if we come across those later, we can address those and we can define what those are. But the people can look these up too if they want. I don't want to kill them with definitions right now. So these are the fallacies that I come across most often when I'm having a discussion about religion. I'm an atheist. I have discussions with atheists, sometimes, or theists. Sometimes they're Muslim, Hindu, sometimes they're Christian. It's most often Christian. But these fallacies come into play, and I had been victim of those before I learned about them and made sure that I did not employ them when I was making an argument or just having a discussion, right? So one of them is the no true Scotsman fallacy, circular reasoning or circular argument, special pleading, the argument from ignorance or incredulity, the gambling fallacy, and then there's the straw man fallacy. Now that the prelim is out of the way, well, hopefully, maybe, if you have any issues with any of the things that I've defined, or we need to tweak definitions at all, let me know. I'm going to put the information that I typed out in the description so that you can read over it, or I will even put it in the video if I can. I'm going to try to do that. So if there's anything that needs to be adjusted before you answer or we begin our discussion on the one point, go ahead and lay that out before we get started. That would be a benefit to us both. There are a couple of statements that you've made often that I disagree with. Now, it's important for the people to know that generally I don't care if somebody is a theist and what religion they have. It doesn't bother me unless they try to force those beliefs on others. I don't think Jersey's doing that, so I don't care, what you believe and why you believe it, what have you, generally. But there are certain true statements that I feel like hurt the overall growth of society, and there are certain things that we can do from religion that will undermine the progress we've made as humans, So let's start with the one thing that's really been bothering me when you've said it. And if you said it a couple times and I addressed it. So you've said that one kind or one species will never give birth to another species. And that's true. That has never happened in recorded history, nor do we expect that to happen. And it seems like you use this as an argument against evolution, but that's actually what evolution says. It's actually one of the fundamental laws of evolution, which is Meyers Law of Mana. And what that says is that an organism cannot outgrow its ancestry. So a dog will never produce a non-dog, or an ape will never produce a non-ape. And if something did, say we had a cat give birth to a dog, I can't remember what exactly that you used as an example, but let's say if we had a cat give birth to a dog, that would violate evolution to the point that we would know that evolution is false. But that doesn't that doesn't happen because evolution predicts that that will not happen. So my question to you is, why do you say that one species will never give birth to another species? And it sounds to me like it's an argument against evolution when that's an argument of evolution. That is speaking the facts of evolution. So what is the point that you're trying to address with that? Anyway, bro, that's it, man. Let's get started there, man. I think this should be fun. I think the people might enjoy seeing us talk back and forth about this stuff. And here's another thing, bro. I know damn well you've talked to some dumbass atheists, bro. I've talked to some dumbass Christians. So I get it. There's dumb people of all walks of life, man. And believing in God and not believing in a God has nothing to do with a person's intelligence, in my opinion. Actually, I would have to say that's an opinion. I can't say that's a fact, but because I don't think I can show that right now. But again, man, I think there's dumb people in religion and there's dumb atheists. I know some people that are atheists that are dumb as shit, and just not believing in a God does not advance you in any way, nor does believing in God advance you, you know. So let's begin this conversation here, bro. If you got another question you'd want to add on to this, that's cool. But just remember, I want to address one topic at a time. I don't want to go all over the place where you make 10 different claims that I have to address in a video. And then on top of that, I want to ask my own questions, because that will end up making videos that are 2-3 hours long. And I just don't have time for that shit, bro. Anyway, bro, this should be fun. Thank you, man. And to the viewers, appreciate you tuning in, man. Subscribing shit. I need new subscribers on this new channel. I have not told my old channel people, my old fans, that I even have this new channel yet. I want to get some content up. So until next time, brethren. See. Blackbeard.